Welcome back, everyone. Jose21 Crisis here, your host today, and we are here in the Interlagos racetrack for round two of the F1 2000 season for the Brazilian Grand Prix. This is the Mendoza Career. The Interlagos racetrack is a fan favorite as well as a favorite of some drivers, as it is one of the most complete racetracks around the calendar, featuring both high speed and low speed sections, as well as a compromise in terms of configuration on whenever you want to go low downforce or high downforce. It is a very fun racetrack for many people. It is a counterclockwise racetrack, which is opposed to most European racetracks, which usually run clockwise, which puts a lot of stress on the drivers' necks and really tires them out. So we can expect to see a few bangers at the end of the races as some drivers get tired and some with better physical form are able to excel. As for this racetrack, it is a mix of configurations. Some teams prefer to go lower on the downforce, take advantage of Sector 1 and Sector 3, which are faster in nature. Others, and by others I mean most teams, prefer to go for a higher downforce to take advantage of Sector 2 and being able to gain time around there. And this particular weekend, higher downforce is going to be more important since there's rain projected for the qualifying session. So expect teams to prefer a higher downforce configuration on their cars, but maybe one or two drivers may elect to go for the lower downforce configuration to attack or defend better during the race. As for the weather, and like I mentioned before, expect rain, most likely monsoon during the opening hours, during the opening minutes of the qualifying session, and expect that monsoon to clear out by the end of it. So expect a few drivers to put down laps by the end of the session and those laps to be the fastest around. As for the strategies, there are two prevailing strategies around this racetrack. The favorite strategy seems to be the one-stop strategy, which favors track position, and you ideally run this one if you know the tire wear is going to be sufficient. Other teams prefer to run a two-stop strategy, which is safer on the tires and generally faster, but you simply cannot get stuck behind any other race car, otherwise you will suffer. So expect teams to prefer the one-stop. Maybe a few drivers will go for a two-stop, but they'll definitely need to jump ahead of other people if they want to make it work. And now, we should take a look at the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship standings, even though there's not much to look at considering there's only been one race throughout the season. But here we are. The World Drivers' Championship is being led right now by Mika Hakkinen, who won the Australian Grand Prix, 10 points for him, ahead of rival Michael Schumacher, who has 6 points. Third position is manned by Rubens Barrichello, 4 points for him. Alex Mendoza, with a good performance in the Jaguar last race, is in 4th place, 3 points for him. Heinz Harald Frentzen mans 5th position with 2 points, and Ricardo Sonta mans the final point scoring position. He is 6th with a single solitary point. As for the World Constructors' Championship, McLaren lead the way, 10 points to their name, but a win thanks to Mika Hakkinen puts them ahead of Ferrari with also 10 points, but a second place is their best. Jaguar Ford is 3rd with 3 points. Jordan Mugen Honda is 4th with just 2 points to their name, and Bar Honda is 5th with a single solitary point. And now we move on to the qualifying session. Remember, there's going to be a drying session, so expect the final laps to be the fastest laps of the session. Let's go there and see who managed to get their best laps in, who is at the top of the standings. There are only 2 drivers out there. One of them is Mendoza, the other one is Irvine. Mendoza starts his lap, Irvine is close to ending it, Mendoza bouncing into turn 1, looks good, takes a bit of grass there, nearly goes out on the grass on the other end, but he should be okay. Mendoza picked, not only did he pick a lower downforce configuration for this qualifying section, he put it on purple. That's a very good sector. That's the fastest sector we've gotten all session long. Like I was saying, not only did he pick a lower downforce configuration, which definitely, as you saw, benefiting him during Sector 1, he also, as you are seeing right now, he put on slick tires. And track conditions aren't very helpful to him. There's a bit of spray. We're right at the crossover. The intermediates might still be better, but Jaguar decided to put that gamble on him, hoping that he will be able to keep it on track. And he seemed to do well during Sector 2. Purple again, just 200ths of a second faster than his teammate, and here is where that downforce configuration is gonna benefit him. Sector 3, the faster sector on the track. Can he do it? Can he put down another purple sector? Purple sector 3, that will be pole position for Jaguar. And not only that, but Eddie Irvine put down an amazing lap time as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaguar has just made history. Jaguar has just made history. Let's go to review the standings, where everyone ended up, and let's show you what kind of history Jaguar has done. It is a front row lockout for the Jaguar team, as Mendoza puts it on the pole with a 1:16.2 and Eddie Irvine puts it second with a 1:16.3. Truly great achievement by the Jaguar team, the Ford Works team. Right behind him is the leading Jordan of Jarno Trulli with a 1:16.7. Michael Schumacher with the top Ferrari in a 1:16.7, he's fourth. Mika Hakkinen leads the McLaren boys, 1:16.8. Pedro Diniz and Mika Salo are right behind, both with a 1:17.2. Ralf Schumacher in the Williams, 1:17.5. Heinz-Harald Frentzen in the second Jordan, 1:17.7. Rubens Barrichello in the Ferrari, a bit more down the field, 1:17.7. Giancarlo Fisichella and Alexander Wurz, 1:17.8. David Coulthard is next in the second McLaren, didn't have a good session, 1:18.1. Jos Verstappen just behind, also a 1:18.1. The Arrows doing decently, although the lack of downforce doesn't help. Marc Gené in the minority, 1:18.6, followed by the VAR of Ricardo Sonta, 1:18.7. The Prost of Nick Heidfeld, decent performance for him, 1:19.5. Didn't put down laps when the track was drier. Gaston Mazzacane in the minority, 1:19.7. Then Jacques Villeneuve, who seriously underperformed during this session, 1:19.9. Pedro de la Rosa in the Arrows, 1:20.5. John Alesi in the Prost, 1:20.8, he's 21st. And closing the standings will be Jenson Button in the Williams, 1:20.9. He did not put down lap times when it came to intermediate tires for reasons. Just ask Williams what was going on there. And now let's see what the Jaguar men can do. They doubt they will be able to hold on to the top places, but let's see what they can do. They hope to get a good result, maybe both cars in the points this time around. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are getting on, the cars are revving up, the clutches are ready, and the Brazilian Grand Prix is go! And Mendoza has a very bad start. Eddie Irvine with a very good start. He is now on the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And Michael Schumacher, where has he come from? He is now second, overtaking Mendoza, who again had a very slow start. What happened there? But now Mendoza slowed down for starters, benefiting him. He has low drag, trying it around the outside of Michael Schumacher, but that won't work. Now he understands why. Jarno truly is through. Mendoza is just losing places on every corner. And he makes a move on Trulli. Now he's back up to third. But this is certainly not the lap that he would have wanted or expected. He lost 2 places and pretty much the run up to turn 1. And that's a very short run up. He proceeded to lose another place on that maneuver against Michael Schumacher, but he was never getting any room there. And he actually stated on an interview before the race that he did not expect to lead into turn 1. because he had not set up the car to do so correctly, as in they didn't have the gear set up for a very good launch, and he did prove that. But you will expect at least a better launch, even if your car isn't set up correctly. But anyway, it will be Eddie Irvine of Jaguar leading this race from Michael Schumacher. Alex Mendoza is third, followed by Jarno Trulli and Mika Hakkinen right behind him. Lap 3 of this very early race, Jarno Trulli is defending very well against Mika Hakkinen. Hakkinen trying to find a way past Jarno Trulli. He has not been successful. Trulli is a very good defender. He has proven that over the years. He's very good defend. Whoa! Mika Hakkinen, forced error caused by Jarno Trulli, but that's gonna cost him a lot of time, lots of positions, and Michael Schumacher is getting away. That's not good for him, but forced error by Mika Hakkinen, half a spin caused by Jarno Trulli. That was a clean defense if you ask me. The Jaguar men had done an excellent job to keep Michael Schumacher sandwiched between them, with Eddie Irvine with the higher downforce configuration, a bit slower but better in the corners, and Alex Mendoza with the lower downforce configuration, being faster than the straights, and now he's showing that off into turn 1. Can he make a move? He's going to try it. He goes for it. He runs deep. He keeps it under control. He manages to pass Michael Schumacher. That's a very good job. Up to 6th place. This is lap 6. What an excellent move. It looked like he ran wide and he wasn't going to make it, but he managed to get it back in control, get it ahead of Michael. Just very good move. Could have been better, but it got the job done. Something tells me that there are not going to be any team orders in this situation right now. Alex Mendoza gaining on Eddie Irvine into the Ciudad Lago. Will he make a move? He's looking for it. He went for it side by side with his teammate. Not a chance. Not a chance. Alex Mendoza now leads the Brazilian Grand Prix. That's the second lead man of this race. Solid move, and the positions he should have had he had a good start. Good move that. 11 laps into this race, Mika Hakkinen has done a very good job climbing all the way back up to Jarno Trulli yet again, who is managing to stonewall him for a while, but good move by Mika. Failed to complete the move, but the idea was there. The move was there. There was just not enough space to complete it. Jarno Trulli has been very good defending this afternoon, but that might be done with this move into the Ciudad del Lago, side by side, just like the Jaguar men did, but this time not as successful for Mika Hakkinen. Now Hakkinen switches to the other side, up the hill. That might be it if he can keep it inside. He can keep side by side. That should be. They were side by side for a long time, but Mika Hakkinen wins that duel. It looks like eventually team orders came through for the Jaguar men. Eddie Irvine now leads the race. Second is Alex Mendoza. Third is still Michael Schumacher. Still can't get past his old teammate and the young Venezuelan, but now it looks like he can. Mendoza got careless there, let Michael Schumacher through, and now he's second, trying to get past his ex-teammate Eddie Irvine, but it looks like Mendoza is not gonna give up. Last time around he got sent into the gravel by Michael Schumacher. This time around he sends Michael into the gravel, but it did not work. Michael Schumacher still ahead, switching back to the inside, the same move Mika Hakkinen did, and actually that he himself did in the opening lap. Manages to recover second, but that's the result. It looks like the Jaguar team called team orders, and they swap their cars around. What for? I guess we shall see. Well, this sure is a rare sight, isn't it? That is... Is that... Yeah, that's Marc Gené in front of Giancarlo Fisichella, who, as you might know, is on faster car, ahead of David Coulthard and Heinz-Harald Frentzen. It's rare to see the Minardi boys being ahead of, guys like Coulthard and Frentzen and cars faster than them, but they sure are enjoying it, just like they did in the previous year when they managed to do that a few times. I don't think Mendoza is having the best of times being behind his teammate and defending for him. He hasn't really attacked him, so he's following the team orders. He's doing it fine, careful with the car. That sure was a nasty slide, managed to catch it, but I'm pretty sure now the Ferrari of Michael Schumacher and the McLaren of Mika Hakkinen are gonna try to make a move for it. No, they don't, they think better of it, but that sure was a very nasty slide. Looks like he might be having issues with balance or just, one of those usual snaps that happens with these tires. The Arrows are having a moment of glory for themselves. They're also leading a train of their own, just like Jaguarman, just not as high above the field. Here's Jos Verstappen up ahead is... That was Pedro de la Rosa. What happened to him? That might have been a suspension issue, maybe it collapsed. I think that will be Pedro de la Rosa out of this race. And it looks like the pit cycles have started, and one of the teams out there is the Jaguar team, so it looks like the Jaguars are on a 2-stop, which it's a bit expected. This start was very promising for them. They do not have the performance to be this high, and it sure is a 2-stop, at least for Mendoza. In his on lap 25 on fresh rubber, can he actually get ahead of his teammate? The Jaguar team is out there again, which means Eddie Irvine, also on a 2-stop, is about to come in, which means Michael Schumacher will take over the lead of this race. There goes Eddie Irvine into the pits. And now one of the questions we have is what Alex Mendoza managed to do on his fresh rubber. Yes, he's heavy on fuel, far heavier than Eddie Irvine is, but he's on fresher tires, and as we've said before, the tire wear on this racetrack is significant at times. There is Mendoza. I don't think he'll get Irvine, but as we said before, the tire wear on this track is quite significant. So even on... there goes Eddie Irvine. He's getting out of the pit lane right now. He's well ahead. The theory is that even on the fresh rubber and heavy tires, at times you are faster because the tire wear of the tires is so deteriorating that even if you are on low fuel, you are still slower than fresh tire runners. But at least on this occasion, it did not work out for Mendoza, so he'll have to find another way to get past his teammate once again. Sounds like there were some more orders to maintain position of the cars, possibly because, as you can see, David Coulthard is right behind the Jaguar duo, so I guess they'll try to hold him up for as long as possible. Mendoza is going for a move, and deja vu, we've just been in this place before, but he's giving back the position. I don't think that's what he wanted to do. I don't think he wanted to take the position defending from Coulthard very aggressively, but as I was saying, I don't think he wanted to take that position. I think he did a mistake on the braking. That's why, and he made another mistake here. He house-spun the car, an issue he's been having for a lot of time. He just makes these little mental mistakes, and he just lost a position, and he just left his teammate on an island. Just a typical mistake of his. And DC wastes no time putting pressure on Eddie Irvine, and look at the speed difference. This should be an easy move into turn 1, and it is an easy move into turn 1. and both Jaguars have lost the position. Just, yeah, that just happened. But again, it was a McLaren, so it was bound to happen at some point. I think the lower end teams are starting to realize who they will be fighting against. Well, I don't think Arrows is a low end of the grid team, but Jos Verstappen is in this sandwich between Marc Genet and John Alesi of Prost. Speaking of Prost, I've heard that they will be leaving Peugeot as the main engine supplier. They will be going Ferrari. And speaking of Peugeot, I think that might be one of the reasons why they're leaving the sport. Their engine program has just gone haywire. And that will be John Alesi out of this race. Both Michael Schumacher and Mika Hakkinen have not stopped fighting at all after basically taking the lead of this race. They've been caught by traffic. That's definitely gonna make them slower. That's definitely an issue. And, oh, wait, looks like McLaren is pulling the trigger or something. They will be trying to get Mika Hakkinen into clean air with this stop. Michael Schumacher is gonna need to clear that traffic really quickly if he wants to stay ahead. Jarno Trulli is not the only Jordan man in this race. Frentzen and Ralf Schumacher have been fighting for a while now. Following them is Mika Salo, who has been staring at this fight for a while, trying to find a way to get through. Look, I don't think he's gonna be finding a way to get through now. That's a Ferrari engine failure that might worry the Ferrari Works team, and that will be Mika Salo out of this race. Michael Schumacher has lapped very consistently away from traffic in clean air, and he's been lapping just a bit faster than Mika Hakkinen on the fresh set of tires. Both are using softs for their strategy, and the Ferrari pit crew is out. It will be for Michael Schumacher. In he comes. The question will be if he is ahead of Mika Hakkinen. I am willing to bet that he is. There is Mika Hakkinen. He is far away from Michael Schumacher, I think. And I told you before, I'm willing to bet he's going to be ahead. There's just too much terrain to cover, and remember, Mika Hakkinen, even with the fresher tires, is heavier with fuel. I think Michael Schumacher will hang on to the lead of this race. Can we see him on the camera? There he is. He's clear. He's very clear in pit exit, and into the lead he is. Mika Hakkinen could not get it done. Michael Schumacher could, lapping fast enough, clearing traffic. He did his job, and now he's leading this race. He's in net P1. Mendoza is under heavy pressure right now from Rubens Barrichello, who, as you know, is on a Ferrari and is plenty fast. Pretty ironic that he's now stuck behind the car that was his. Look at this. Eddie Irvine has been trapped behind Martinez Minardi. Alex Mendoza goes through, Rubens Barrichello goes through, so Marc Genet has pretty much completely stopped Eddie Irvine. That should be a blue flag. That could be a penalty from the FIA, because he's been issued the blue flags and he just did not get, did not. It didn't give him way. Eddie could have done a better job, but Marc Genet just never got out of the way. FIA could look at that, I think. I think another bug marker is the last thing Eddie Irvine wants to see, but this one he managed to clear pretty quickly. That is the Prost of Nick Heidfeld, who has been having brake issues for the last couple of laps. Similar to what the Williams men experienced in the last couple of... Oh no, they have given up! Oof. What happened there? That did not look like an accident. We need to watch a replay of that. What happened to oh no, he just barely missed Eddie Irvine. He crashed quite heavily. He might be okay, but that will be him out of this race. That had to hurt. The second big cycle for the two stoppers has begun, which means the I think will be ready in the pits, and I think that it will be Alex Mendoza pitting, and then teammate Eddie Irvine. Alex Mendoza is ahead right now, so if he has a solid pit stop and a good series of laps, he will be able to stay ahead of teammate Eddie Irvine. Let's see what he can do. And now Eddie Irvine has been called into the pits. The Jaguar crew is ready for him. Into the pits he goes. Careful with the speed, Eddie. There he goes. That should be safe, and that will clear the way for Alex Mendoza to go through and get 6th position. There he goes, pretty cleanly. Eddie Irvine is just nowhere close. There are a few people ahead of Mendoza, but there goes Eddie Irvine, just not close at all. I think I saw 2 Jordans ahead of... No, that's not 2 Jordans, that's a Minardi and a Jordan. That's the Jordan of Jarno Trulli, who has been lapping okay this race, very good, but is on soft tires and is on a one-stop, so they expect a bit more wear than Mendoza is ever gonna have. These two met in the 1999 Brazilian Grand Prix. They had a very solid during the entire, not the entire race, but during 6, 7, 8 laps, something like that. It was an absolute banger, was a great race. Mendoza was defending that time. This time it is Trulli. That time Mendoza won as a defender. Now we'll see if Trulli can win as the defender. Mendoza has caught up to Trulli surprisingly quickly, but careful, don't try to tackle people out of the way. That's just not a very good way to overtake. It's not sustainable. But Mendoza has really caught up to Trulli, despite being on a much inferior car. The reason for that is tire wear. Mendoza is on fresh, hard tires, which last quite a long time, while Trulli is on worn softs. Remember, Trulli is on a one-stop, Mendoza is on a two-stop, and those tires have not been on Mendoza's car for quite a while Trulli's tires are definitely worn. Trulli, of course, one of the great defenders in Formula 1 right now, has been able to completely stop Mendoza's progress. He did the same to Mika Häkkinen in the opening few laps. Mendoza, as you can see, is locking up, trying to find a way, but he has not found a way. He's trying as many places as he can, but he's just not found a way to get past him, and that's gonna make things even tougher. Trulli forces another driver to spin just from his defense. Let me tell you, that's a very impressive defensive record for Jarno Trulli. He's forced Mika Häkkinen to spin, and he doesn't make that many mistakes. And Alex Mendoza, yeah, he makes more mistakes, but he just forced him to make another error. That's something that's very good to you as a defender, just forcing your opponents to fail, to go off track, to spin on their own. Very good. Stop me if you heard this before. Button's brakes are certainly not feeling okay. He needs to start... Oh, I spoke too late. That he didn't look nice. I think he will be totally okay. That rear wing is not okay. That will be him out of the race. Ralf Schumacher has not reported any issues with the brakes race, but Williams definitely needs to start looking into that. They cannot be having these fails. And Mendoza has caught up to Trulli yet again, and the reason for that, once again, is the fact that Trulli's tires are just dead. They're absolutely completely worn, over 30 laps on that set of tires. And it doesn't matter how good you are in saving tires, you are not keeping a set of soft tires alive that long with a lot of pace. So even the hard tire, which doesn't have that much grip, it's going to be competitive, especially this late into a race. So, I mean, it's lap 70. I don't know if you could see them, but the leaders are coming up. I think I saw Michael Schumacher, but Trulli has to survive one more lap to finish in 5th. And, well, let's see if Mendoza can actually take that place. But before that, we have a race winner. Michael Schumacher wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Second behind him will be Mika Häkkinen. Good job for him to keep up with his rival. Third will be Rubens Barrichello do Brazil. Good job for him. He will be finishing the race, and on the podium, David Coulthard will be 4th, who will finish 5th and 6th. And now, final lap of this race, Mendoza and Trulli yet again. Trulli has done an excellent job so far, but he needs to block Mendoza for one more lap, and Mendoza needs to find a way through on this lap. He's gonna try it into the Interlagos. He couldn't get it. Trulli goes wide. He's gonna have a poor exit. Mendoza is looking up the hill. Oh no, haven't we seen that? We've seen that before. Deja vu, we've just been in this time before. Mendoza is through, and now he's just going to park it in front of Trulli. There's nothing else to do. He just needs to park it. What a move that was. He just needs to block Trulli for a few more laps. Careful, don't run wide. Don't give your opponent a way through. Now he just needs to survive one more corner. Remember, in this one he spun behind Jarno. Looks like he'll do it, and Alex Mendoza on a final lap move is going to finish 5th, assuming he doesn't explode or something. I really doubt it. Yeah, he's going to finish 5th, and Jarno Trulli will be 6th. That is the end of our race, and now let's go to the end results to see where everyone finished. It was a very good day for Michael Schumacher, who finishes 1st ahead of Mika Häkkinen, 2 seconds to him. 3rd, and rounding out the podium, will be local hero Rubens Barrichello, 22 seconds up the road. 4th, and with the fastest lap of this race, will be David Coulthard. 5th will be Alex Mendoza in the Jaguar. 6th will be Jarno Trulli in the Jordan. I'm pretty sure Eddie will be disappointed with that result, considering they had 5th right there and then. 7th will be Mendoza's teammate Eddie Irvine in the other Jaguar. Jacques Villeneuve finishes 8th, Ralf Schumacher is 9th, Pedro Diniz in the Sauber is 10th and a lap down. Giancarlo Fisichella and Alexander Wurst in the Benettons finished 11th and 12th. The other BAR of Ricardo Zonta is 13th. The other Jordan of Heinz-Harald Frentzen is 14th. He did not have a good race, couldn't get past traffic. Jos Verstappen in the Arrows, Gaston Mazzacane and Marc Genet will round out the finishers, 16th and 17th. As for the men at DNF, that will be Jenson Button and Nick Heidfeld with brakes, Mika Salo in the Sauber for an engine issue, Gianna Lacey in the Pros with an engine issue, and as we suspected, Pedro de la Rosa and his Arrows had a suspension issue, which means they couldn't finish this race. It was the first retirement of the event. As for the championships, Michael Schumacher and Mika Häkkinen are now tied, and due to their results they are in a complete tie. So to sort this out, we just have to run the rest of the races. Rubens Barrichello is now 3rd with 8 points, Alex Mendoza is 4th with 5 points, David Coulthard is 5th with 3 points, Heinz-Harald Frentzen is 6th with 2 points, and Trulli and Zonta have a tie for 7th position with 1 point. Ferrari take the lead of the Constructors' Championship with 24 points, McLaren Mercedes are 2nd, 19 points, this championship looks like it will be between them. Jaguar is 3rd with 5 points to their name, then you have Jordan, Mugen Honda with 3 points, and Bar Honda with a single solitary point. And that will be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you at Italy for the San Marino Grand Prix. Hope to see you then. Like, comment, subscribe, all that important stuff. Goodbye.